How much taxes are my estate going to have to pay? Hi, I'm Neil Tyra. I'm an estate planning attorney in Rockville, Maryland, and I do estate plans for regular folks like you and me. If you've been living in the Maryland area for any length of time, you remember a commercial on TV that ran that said, I'm not going to pay a lot for that muffler. Well, the same thing is true for estate plans. Now, it gets kind of complicated here, but we'll try and simplify the tax scenario regarding a will. So there is a federal estate tax. So people, when the estate is probated in court, there will be a tax obligation levied against the estate. That's the bad news. The good news is there's an exemption, and the exemption is pretty hefty, I'd say. So you don't have to pay any federal estate tax if your estate is worth, get this, less than $12 million. And if you're a couple, you get to port that exemption over to your spouse. So for the second to die spouse, they won't have to pay taxes if their estate is less than $24 million. So you can see the vast majority of people aren't going to pay any estate tax at all. Now, in Maryland, Maryland is one of the very few states that has their own state levied estate tax. And the same kind of scenario holds true. There is an exemption based on the size of the estate. And in Maryland, the exemption is $5 million. So for regular folks like you and me, I venture to say, if we took everything we owned and liquidated it and turned it into a mountain of cash, most of us are not going to have a mountain of cash that exceeds 5 million, and certainly not 11 or 20, I'm sorry, 12 or 24 million. So for the vast majority of people, you're not going to pay a tax. But what about those people who inherit money from you? Do they have to pay a tax? Well, yes, there's something called an inheritance tax. It's 10% on the amount of money that they inherit. But here's, again, that's the bad news. The good news is that if you're a blood relative, a child, a grandchild, a parent, a sibling, you're exempt from having to pay inheritance tax. If you're the next door neighbor or a cousin or a friend, you're going to pay a 10% inheritance tax. So for the vast majority of people, there's no tax obligation on the processing of an estate through probate. If you want to learn more about this, give our office a call. Our information is at the end of the video here. And again, I'm Neil Tyra. I'm an estate planning attorney in Rockville, Maryland. We do estate plans for regular folks with less than $5 or $11 million, $12 million here in Maryland. Thanks so much.